This is Liquid Factory, and this is Reebok.
Solidification of the liquid, but oxygen inhibits it. That allows us to have the object grow.
What's really interesting about this collaboration with carbon is we're seeing a convergence.
When we first started with the idea of Futurecraft, it was to sort of guide us, to set us on a path.
It's a mindset and it's a philosophy to try things.
We're always bringing in new influences, new ideas, new collaborations. 3D printing, for example, was one of these new technologies that really had unlimited possibilities. You know, the initial problem was, okay, can we actually make a running shoe out of 3D printed material that really works and works well?
So when we started thinking about doing 3D printing, we wanted to use liquids because liquids give you the most flexibility in material design. I think of light as a chisel. Light triggers the solidification of the liquid, but oxygen inhibits it. That allows us to have the object grow.
What's really interesting about this collaboration with carbon is we're seeing a convergence of a completely new manufacturing technology.
We're going to scale it with the best industrial partner in the business.
We're able to deliver tens of thousands and move into hundreds of thousands and into the tens of millions. You know, that's clear in front of us.
We have this amazing opportunity to innovate the printing process, the liquid rising.
And growing in that context can give you new design thoughts you've never had before and new performance capabilities that wouldn't be possible by traditional manufacturing.
This three-dimensional mesh structure, it's a lattice, it's a matrix, it's a web of individual elements. Each one of those little elements is tuned specifically for a purpose.
These lattice structures behave quite differently than anything we've dealt with before. They're much different than foams. Now we have every individual area of the shoe to work with, which is a completely new horizon for us and a new venture.
If you really want to make a shoe that's a size 9, that same shoe for someone who's 180 pounds versus 100 pounds has got to be different.
We can go in within every single cell and engineer that exact cell to do exactly what the consumer needs it to do just for them.
That's fascinating. That's going to change how we create products and certainly how consumers experience products. And I think that's how we see something like Futurecraft 4D playing into the life of an athlete. I would say this is just the very beginning, and you know, it sounds silly and cliche, but you know, who knows, man? I don't know what's next, and that's what's great about going to work every day.
Footwear manufacturing really hasn't changed over the last 30 years. In fact, if you walked into a factory 30 years ago or you walked into one next week that was making footwear, you'd see essentially the same thing. Every shoe from every brand on the market is created using molds. Shoes are expensive because molds are expensive. What if we created a new process to make shoes without molds? We'd get a lot faster and we'd change what we make, how we make it, where we make it, and who we make it with. This is the Liquid Factory Lab. It's unlike any other shoe lab anywhere. We're using state-of-the-art manufacturing software and machinery to build a system that literally draws shoes in 3 dimensions. We had to give our machine something to draw with. That's the liquid part of Liquid Factory, a special high-rebound liquid material made for Reebok by BASF. The bottom of your shoe is called the outsole. It provides traction and durability and hasn't been updated in 30 years. We decided to innovate the outsole with the Liquid Factory process. We had the machines draw in layers, and this allows us to build walls of high rebound material, layer by layer, to create a framework for the shoe. We fill that frame in with a high-energy material to create the first ever energy return outsole. It has twice the energy return of a typical rubber outsole. We program the machine to keep drawing and add wings to either side. The wings stretch and mold themselves around your foot as you lace up, giving you a fit like no other shoe. Because it's physically connected to the outsole, you feel the ground in 3 dimensions. While the Liquid Factory process is completely different, the Liquid Speed shoe is tested exactly the same as every other product we make. Liquid Factory is not just about a new way of making things, it's about a new speed of making things. With Liquid Factory, there are no molds. We can change product almost instantly. But Liquid Speed is just the first step. This is the beginning of a broad new menu of product development. This is Liquid Factory, and this is Reebok Future.